Good day to everyone, especially to our subject instructor, Mr. Lionel Isidro. And today, we are going to discuss our topic about youth leadership training in organization with my co-members. And leadership. Leadership is the art of influencing people to get the necessary support and cooperation in community affairs and to maintain solidarity among people. It is the ability to influence others toward desired goals. A leader is one who helps facilitates communities of peoples take risks and envision a better future for his/her group, encourage commitment, and helps people more ahead along a path to accomplish a goal. Leaders are needed to make decisions to directly community activities and to speak for the community, both in relation to its inform. As a Peter Drucker pointed out, a leader has followers. Even poor leaders have followers, but usually not for long. That is because the goal of leadership is to get results. As a Peter Drucker pointed out, a leader has followers. Even poor leaders have followers, but usually not for long. Let's proceed to virtues as the foundations of leadership. Virtue. What is virtue? Virtue is defined as conformity to a standard of right and morality. It is a beneficial quality or a power of a thing and commendable trait or habit. Let's proceed. The following virtues are considered the foundation of leadership. First, prudence, the habit which enables man to direct his actions to human's life goals, knowing the right thing to do and applying it. Prudence, ito ang katalinuhan, ito ang pag-uugali na nagbibigay ng paraan o daan sa tao na ituro o ibahagi ng kanyang leader ang kanyang mga aksyon o ninanais sa buhay na alam ang ikabubuti sa tao. Justice, the habit of giving each one his/her due with a constant and perpetual will, gives stability that a person needs to work without fear and anxiety in search of happiness. Justice o katarungan, ito ang pag-uugali na pagbibigay sa bawat isa ng pagkakapareho o pagkapantay-pantay at nagbibigay ng katatagan sa isang tao na magtrabaho ng walang kinatatakutan. Next, justice o katarungan, ito fortitude. Fortitude, ito yung lakas ng loob. The habit of overcoming the difficulties and pressures of life in pursuit of goodness. Ito ang pagbibigay ng lakas ng loob sa iyong mga kamembro or kagrupo para hingkayatin or bigyan sila ng lakas ng loob para harapin ang mga pagsubok na dumating sa kanilang buhay. Temperance. Temperance, the habit of bringing desires and natural inclinations of man under the control of reason. Temperance, ito yung pagtitimpi or pagiging mapagpasensya. Ang pagkakaroon ng isang pag-uugali ng pagkontrol sa kanyang emosyon at kilos para hindi masyadong masaktan or masaktan ang kanyang mga kamembro sa kanyang mga salita. Industry, the habit of working hard and working under pressure. Industries, ang isang pag-uugali ng pagtatrabaho ng husto o ang kanyang pagmamahal sa kanyang serbisyo at tungkulin. Pag-uugali ng pagiging isang responsable sa kanyang aksyon, obligasyon, at iniisip niya ang mga bawat salitang kanyang binibitawan. Cheerfulness, the habit of being optimistic, always seeing the bright side of things. Cheerfulness or ang ugali ng pagiging masayahin at na-appreciate mo ang bawat gawa ng iyong kamembro. Next, Generosity. Generosity or pagbibigay mo o pagbubukas palad, ang ugali ng pagbibigay ng kabutihan na meron ka upang ibahagi sa ibang tao at naghahanap ka ng paraan kung paano. Next, the magnanimity. Magnanimity, the habit of having great ideals and ambitions of doing good, being concerned with doing great deeds of services to others by devoting one's life to help one's country and people. Ito ang isang ugali ng pagiging leader na magkaroon ng mahusay na mithiin at ambisyon sa paggawa ng mabuti. Let's proceed to qualities of a good leader. First, a good leader enables people to feel and become empowered. Second, a good leader inspires value of caring in such a caring community. Each person a value. Third, a good leader ensures that learning and competence matter. Fourth, a good leader, particularly if he or she is in administrations, creates an atmosphere where work is stimulating, challenging, and fun. 5. A good leader helps people feel a sense of unity. 6. A good leader helps members develop.
Hello everyone, I am Christine Mayjan and I am here to discuss to you the characteristic of a leader by Wadsworth 1997. Characteristic of a leader is have the will to lead than manage. So as a leader, you always have to lead the, like for example, you have a company and then as a leader, you have the will. Parang when we say will, the willingness, the courage to do something. So as a leader, you need to lead than to manage because pag magma-manage ka lang means like parang may kulang. Well, as a leader, you have the will to lead. What are you going to do for you to be able to come up with a good idea? So second characteristic is maintain high morale among their people. So as a leader, when we say morale, it can be described as a positive attitude or high standard. So as a leader, you need to keep your people or to you need to motivate your people for them to be able to work more positively and to do a good work towards your, like for example sa company niyo syempre you as a leader you need to motivate your workers for them to be able to do a great work. Number three is inspired commitment and teamwork. So as a leader, you need to advocate your members or to inspire your members how to stay committed in what you are doing and to inspire what teamwork is so that you can able to come up with a good strong relationship among your people. Fourth is display at time, energy, passion, and enthusiasm. So, as a great leader, you also need to surround yourself into a positivity so that your workers or your members can also feel the energy, the passion towards to do what they are doing, so that they can also inspire you to do also what you do. Five characteristic of a leader is are focused and able to focus on those they lead. So this as a leader you need to stay focused in what you're doing for you to be able to set what you to set or to satisfy what your truly goal is. And as a leader you always stay focused in what you lead so that it can be destroyed. Number six is take prudent risks. So as a leader, you also need to be a risk taker towards in what you are doing. Like for example, in a company, you also as an entrepreneur, you also need to take risks in what you are doing because hindi tayo makakagawa ng isang bagay kung hindi natin susubukan whether it is a good or a bad because We always in life we always need to take risks for you. We need to be able to see what are gonna happen to us. Seven are honest with themselves. So as a leader, you need to be honest with yourself. Kasi kung hindi ka maging honest sa sarili mo, sa tingin mo ba papaniwalaan ka din ng tao na sa paligid mo? So, what you're doing to yourself is what other will do to you. So you as a leader, you always need to be honest to yourself so that other people will believe in you and also do the same as what you are doing. So number eight characteristic is carry on despite setbacks. So as a leader, you always you always face challenges along the way in what you are doing. So as a leader, you always need to carry on despite that despite you experience setbacks in what you are doing because in our life we really experience a hardship or rather or a difficulties, but as a leader you need to carry on that and you also so the next characteristic is know their field and job in depth, and the next is work to instill values in their people. And next is orient themselves toward the customer. So in this characteristic, as a leader, you need to orient your people on how to manage the customers. Like for example, in a business, you are the owner and you have to orient your co- uh, Mhm. So the next characteristic as a leader is orient themselves to customer. As a leader, you always need to orient yourself, not just you orient your members, but you also need to orient yourself towards on how you treat the customers. So next is set standard and objective. So as a leader, you need to set standard and objective for you to be able to know the progress of what you are doing. Kumbaga, you set standard or objective para ito yung magiging way kung paano mo malolocate kung saan ka na ba, kung ano yung gagawin mong next at kung ano pa ba. Next is remain calm under fire. So, example of this is we people always face challenges and difficulties in life. So, as a leader, if we face difficulties and challenges in life or along the way in what we want to do, is we need to stay calm because if we don't stay calm, we can think what's the right to do or we can think what is the best way to solve the problem. So always remember that even you are facing a lot of challenges, you always need to stay calm and positive. So next characteristic is ensure that people have resources to do their job. And the next is believe in themselves and their people. So as a leader, you always, as what I have said earlier, as a leader, you also need to believe in yourself and you also need to believe in what your members can do. So next is initiate change rather than react to it. So like for the best example of this is like for example you have a business and then you have a competitor who parang ginaya yung strategy style nyo and then imbes na mag-react ka doon you you should think possible you should think positive and or new strategy kung paano yun mababago or kung paano mo mas malalamangan yung competitor mo. So that is an example of initiate change rather than react to a situation. So next is as a leader, you always need to take responsibility Siyempre, leader ka, you need to be responsible in what you are do on what you are going to do. Like for example, in decision making, syempre risk taker. So you always need to be accountable or responsible towards in what you are doing. The characteristic is event afraid to work side by side with good ambitious people. And the next is envision a better future. So as a leader, you always need to your to envision but like for example you're an entrepreneur and yung goal mo is maging successful or as a student your goal is to graduate and to be a successful someday, so you need to envision yourself to a better future to syempre to motivate yourself and to inspire and do better so that you can achieve what do you want. So the next characteristic is don't blame others. So as a leader, you always need to be responsible and accountable in what does happen in what you are going to. Like for example, you are a CEO of or owner of your company, and then may nagawang parang may nagawang kasalanan, and then you don't need to blame others kasi responsibilidad mong So the next characteristic is have the buck stop here attitude. Then the next is next characteristic is want to win. Lahat ng mga taong gustong manalo, and as a leader, you always have that characteristic that you always want to win. And then the next is characteristic of a leader is are curious and flexible. So kumbaga, dito pupapasok yung think outside the box. Parang wag ka lang mag-isip kung ano yung andyan na yung ginagawa mo na. But you need also to be curious and flexible para gawin kung ano, like for example in a company, kung ano yung mas trend, parang wag ka lang makontento kung ano yung nagagawa mo na, dapat maging curious ka pa and flexible to see what's beyond the box or kung ano yung trend ngayon, kung ano yung patok sa masa, isusundin mo. Like, that is the... So, next characteristic of a leader is see opportunity in challenges. So, like for example, the best example of this is a student. Kapag nabagsak ka at nakakuha ng mababang grado, you you need to see a good things toward that. So parang sa susunod, gagawin mo na yung best mo para makakuha ng mataas na marka. So that is the example of see opportunity in challenges. Second to the last characteristic is make instinctive decision based on experience. So, syempre through experience, we can get a lot of lesson and we can also learn something from our experience. So, we need to look upon it and take instinctive para makagawa ng maganda towards our experiences. Last characteristic of a leader is take time to teach people their point of view. So, as a leader, parang wag mo lang tignan yung sarili mo. Kumbaga, also teach your members on how, parang makinig ka din kung ano yung point of view nila. Like for example, in decision making, hindi lang, like for example, you are having a project. Like for example, sa school, leader ka. Tapos hindi lang basta-basta na ikaw lang talaga masusunod sa lahat. Dapat mo rin pakinggan yung sa loobin ng members mo. You always need to teach them the aspects of always heard hear or you always need to
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious morning to each and everyone. Now we will study about the Module 6, Activity 9, which is on team development. Number 2, What makes you an effective team leader? Select at least 10 characteristics of effective team leaders that are inherently found in you. Based on my experience when I am become a team leader, I have the characteristic of this. First, listening to my co-members. Second, passion. Third, generosity. Fourth, listening. Fifth, passion. Sixth, positive attitude. Seventh, problem solving. Eighth, relationship. Responsibility, and the last is self-discipline. Third, as a team member, which of the characteristics enumerated describes you as an effective member of youth organization? Please choose only 5 and give examples for each characteristics. First example of team member. They are committed to the team. Committed team players give their time and energy to someone or something they believe in. However, genuinely committed in much more than that. Team players who are genuinely committed to do so without any expectation of returns, condition, or rewards. Second example, flexible. We can't always predict when change are going on to happen, much less prepare for them. That's why flexible is so important. When a team player is flexible, when typically are also versatile, resilient, or responsive to change, all while keep calm and making sound decisions without unruly outbursts. Flexible team players understand and manage situations by looking at them for different perspectives. Third, they are engaged. Simply doing your work isn't always enough. It's a good thing to get involved and be proactive as long as you're not bothering people with questions to which you should know the answer. Great team players ask questions to clarity and understand, and contribute where they can. Collaboration is essential to success of a team member. The fourth one is reliable and responsible. As a reliable, responsible team member, you will be able to manage your time effectively, be prepared for meetings, and be trusted to your work on your own without constant supervision. And the last is active listening. You are only a team member if you are respectful, consider the viewpoints and ideas of other people as well. Active listening is harder than you think. When you hear someone saying something you don't agree with, listen and understand, not answer. Based on your previous experience, which symptoms of team problems has your team commonly encountered? Describe and explain the problems and give your own ways of solving them. First, poor communication. Team members who are not yet mastered the art of communication might struggle to work collaboratively in a group. A team member that keep information to themselves might be missing out of an opportunity to assist another team member. Zero trust. For example, if one team member does not trust that the leader has the team best interest at heart, they may risk taking action or purposely hinder the teams productively. Trust is the foundation for any team willing to succeed. And the last is minimum interaction or engagement. Team member might become apathetic if they have lost interest in their project. If a team member or leader notice this occurring, they might need to explore why. Has the project gone off track? Is the team member not being appreciated? If there is a conflict that needs to be addressed to regain a team member's interest, whatever it is, go to get the root of the problem. Fifth question. Explain the following. First, shared leadership. Shared leadership is when each member within an organization takes leadership as responsibility for the part they play. Ineffective shared leadership enables each member to shoulder in their work without the oversight from a command and control of others. Next, combative behavior. Combative behavior is a term often used to prescribe physical aggression in people with dementia. Combativeness can include hitting, pushing, kicking, spitting, and grabbing. Listen to the feedback and questions. Listening to the feedback is an important skill for personal and professional growth. It allows you to learn from the others and identify areas where you can improve. When you conceive or receive feedback, it's important to be open and receptive. Try to avoid becoming defensive or argumentative. Next, listening carefully to the feedback and ask clarifying. This will help you to understand the person's perspective and what they are trying to communicate. Next, acknowledge the feedback. Thank to the person for their feedback even if it is not negative. And the last question is, how are dictators different from facilitators in terms of decision making? Dictators and facilitators differ in terms of decision making in the following ways. First, value their own judgment over the expertise of others. Second, may not consider all of options before decision making. And the third is make decision unilaterally without consulting others. Once again, I am Jeremiah Cumuleta from DTLED HU1A. Thank you for listening and watching, classmates. Hoping all of you understand my topic and team development may apply in our daily life routine, especially if we will become a team leader and team member. Bye-bye and thank you.
A dream team leader. Leader provides the support needed for success. Maxwell 1995, the support is created when the leader decides to be a facilitator rather than a director. The total control by the leader, even if he or she is somewhat able to achieve it, is never as effective as a group effect. The differences between how dictators and facilitators operate are shown in the following table. The dictators and then facilitators. Each person on your team has the ability to bring their unique skills and talent to the table, but teamwork is required to truly take advantage of that. So research support this. According to one study, 50% of organizations surveyed say that employee teamwork help them attain their operational goals. That means that the other 50% still struggled to reach their goals. So showing the importance of having an effective team. Cutting your employees into groups won't help you if the team doesn't have clear goals. So they also need to have precise objectives, definite individual responsibilities. When your team is aligned, it can be an incredible win for your business. In fact, employees who collaborate often at work are shown to be more engaged, more successful with their goals, and less fatigued. The characteristics of effective team members. Indeed, one of the most prized benefits of good teamwork is a reduction in among team members so are associated with the highest levels of moral and job satisfactions. Teamwork brings an expanded sense of accomplishment. A successful team is a one where everyone's unique skills and strengths help the team achieve a shared goal in the most effective way. Understand which type of team player you are, you can so maximize your strengths. If you have good people skills, you'll make a good team player, and skills like communication and having a positive attitude make a team great. Communicating, planning, problem solving, and negotiating are some of the skills you will need to develop. Work on these skills and your teamwork skills will be improved too. They will treat the common team problems. Teamwork has also the power to improve your employees' well-being because so they'll have a greater sense of connection with their other. And when your employees are happy and productive, your business will be bound to grow as a result. Teamwork derives employees to think of the big picture they want to achieve. With that a goal in mind, they'll choose to work together instead of against each other. Teamwork can also break down also between departments and smaller teams. By better understanding, it's their other everyone at the company can then do their jobs better. So finally, teamwork is important because it offers great learning opportunities. Junior employees can learn by the collaborating. With more experience, employees, senior team members can get the opportunity to sharpen their leadership skills and then how to build an effective team. A dream team is a connective, aligned, collaborative, cohesive, and communicates well. There is a felt sense of belonging, vibrancy, as and flow, and authentic harmony. When a team performs at its base, optimize its talent, and has the collective capability to sustain this harmony over time. These days, it means dealing with much uncertainty, turmoil, fears, and insecurities, and staying committed to shared outcomes. Here the, here the for achieving this level of team fluency. First, connections, communications, consensus, collaborations, cohesions. So, yun lang po. Thank you.